Friday, December 12th, and you're watching the Hammer Daily here on the Hammer Betting Network, presented by FanDuel. I'm your host, Jason Cooper, alongside my producer for the next hour, Jacob Gamegna, and we have a great show for you today. Off the bat, apologies, my fault. We started a little bit late here. Me and Jacob are going back and forth, just talking about like decision making, fourth down decision making, 2-point conversion decision making.
We got lost in the ball.
In the ball talk. We probably should have had it. We probably should just cold started it while we were talking about it. But it is what it is. So it all.
We're debating whether getting the ball first in overtime is plus EV or getting the ball second in overtime.
Yeah, it's close enough where it's hard. There really probably is no right answer, and it is team dependent. Curious to hear your thoughts in the comments. But
I think I think you want the ball second, so you get 4 downs and you control the outcome of the game.
Yeah, I listen. You can convince. Like I've gone back and forth so many times on this. You can convince me of either side being the right.
I agree.
One. How this all started though. Rob on Twitter gets called out by Luke Wilson, who a lot of people say is my doppelganger. I don't
Former NFL player and current TSN analyst.
Yes, which was, listen, it was a little bit interesting. I didn't expect to start off the show with this in particular, but yeah, Rob gets called out by Luke Wilson. Great video on, let's explain the context first. Rob gets called out on Luke Wilson because Rob tweeted a video on why it was the right thing to do for the Atlanta Falcons to go for 2, even though it meant that they would be down 8 points.
Go for 2, down 8.
Down 8, yes, regardless of what they lost. Yeah, so it's a great video explaining that. You should go check it out.
Circles Off, which is linked in the description. You can go to it right now.
Yes, you linked it. Wow, good stuff.
The channel's
linked in the description. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, Luke Wilson watched the video, which appreciate him watching our content.
Maybe.
No, he said he did. He said I actually believe him, but listen, it's also like a hard. Like I feel like it's hard for some athletes to grasp, right? Because they're ingrained to think a certain way. Anyways, he fundamentally disagreed.
Athletes with what Rob said. Never seen a spreadsheet win a football game.
Exactly.
Listen, have you ever considered the gut feeling?
I empathize with their position a little bit, right?
Sure.
Like they've played the game. They probably feel like they have like superiority over people who haven't played the game, which I can understand why some people think that way. But one of the funniest things he said was that they don't use spreads or like or NFL markets, NFL betting markets in their models, which I feel like we have it on good authority that they probably do.
Who doesn't?
NFL teams, like to factor into their decision making, like they're.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
I see. Okay.
Anyways,
they should.
They should.
If you're an underdog, you should play the game differently.
Exactly, and that was like one of the main points that he had contention with, including like. Anyways, this whole tweet though, you can go check it out on Twitter. It was just a very, very interesting little moment tidbit from last night's game. Also, if we can play like in the arms of the angel right now, if you are in the fantasy football playoffs, I'm sorry for you if you had to face Kyle Pitts. What an incredible performance for him.
Maybe he's rostered in your league.
Yeah, I know. Like, I had to play him in one league. This guy held him the entire year, didn't touch him, and like just
5 years of struggle.
There you
Final
go.
Gold.
There we go. Anyways, in the arms of an angel. Just imagine that's playing as you look at your.
Let's quickly do daily lineup before we.
Yes, I can't believe I didn't even get into that. Off the top, we got Pips coming on, talking some NBA. Derek Queen, 15+ points, 6+ rebounds, 4+ assists. I believe it came through. Yeah, he had 33 points, 10 assists, and 10 rebounds. He got a triple-double. Crazy stuff there. Great stuff from Pips last time he was on the show. Austin Mock coming on talking college football. And then finally, George, we're going to talk and going to build like a little underdog parlay. I'm going to try and sell him on a couple underdogs because I'm like, listen, George, you keep losing. Like, let me sell you on some things here so we can like maybe pick up a win or two. Anyways, let's get into the show. Before we do, though, quickly, hit the books live today, 5 p.m. Eastern time. If you love college football, got the best show around.
This is a crazy one. You got to tune into this one.
This is going to be the one. The Sharon Moore fallout. Joey Kanish, Michigan fan. There's been spaces on Twitter with like 10,000 people in it talking about the state of the union for the Michigan program. Joey Kanish, official Michigan fan, is going to speak for the people, speak for the fans. He'll tell you what he's thinking about all of this. Going to want to tune in 5 p.m. Eastern time on the Hit the Books YouTube channel. Also, if you missed Circle on the Circles Off YouTube channel, went live 8 a.m. Eastern time. Go check it out.
Links in the description. Go to the links in the description.
All right, let's get into things. Let's bring him on. Kept him waiting for a little bit. Sorry about that, Pips. He's an NBA props originator, co-founder of Props Madness. Pips, how you feeling after that big SGP win?
Yeah, hope you took a long shot like you usually do. I sold myself very short,
Mhm.
15 plus, 6 plus, 4 plus, and we got 30-point triple double from Queen. Yeah, this one of the easiest some get parlays we hit so far. Yeah, all good stuff on the last show. Two winning shows in a row now. Hopefully, we built on it and have three.
3 in a row. Let's do it.
It's coming, right? It's
Yes.
coming, right? Yeah.
And quickly to go back to the Derek Queen, like it's almost like I'm not saying you should always play alts on everything that we talk about here and whatnot, but like that's one of those times where it was like I feel like I should have talked about it a little bit more because it was the perfect opportunity to do that because it doesn't matter how much you lose by, right? If you win, that's all that matters, right? So it was one of those situations where Derek Queen was getting benched and his or he was playing like was it 34 minutes? It was either below 20 or 34 and he was being priced dead center. It's like no, it's he's not going to be around that 25 26 minute mark. He's going to be either at either extreme end of the distribution here, and we got the correct end of the distribution, and he absolutely smashed through it. So that was a great call by you. Great look.
So I would say moving forward, like in those spots, it's really good read. Looking at opposing big. So if he's a huge offensive threat, maybe he cause Queen trouble and he gets benched. But when he's guarding someone that's just not doing anything on the court, he can get more minutes because he then can be exploited on the defensive end
All
as
right,
much. Yeah.
all right. That's a great look there, and we'll keep him coming throughout the year, through the end of the year and into next year. I can't believe it's almost the end of the year. All right, let's get things started here. We want to talk Brandon Miller. We're going to go and take his over of 21 and a half points. So talk us through this one right here. Over 21 and a half points, minus 112 on FanDuel. Brandon Miller. Talk us through it.
Okay, so for this one, I'll need to show you the injury report. I think this is the biggest one for this player. So looking at the injury report, we can see that outside of him, top 5 points per game on the team and highest usage player, LaMelo Ball, Colin Sexton, and Treman are all out tonight. We only have one game of all three of them being out, so not something not like a huge sample size. So only one game, but in that game he had 36% usage, took 19 field goal attempts in only 30 minutes. So not expecting that kind of usage. We can go back to the last season as well, looking at when he got some decent minutes in the games where LaMelo and Treman didn't play, and we can see his usage was 32%. So kind of always like 26 on the season and 32% with them out. So it's kind of consistently being throughout the seasons when LaMelo is out, when Treman is out, big usage guys, then Brandon Miller needs to step up, needs to take higher volume. So yeah, looking at this season, uh, kind of bunch of stuff. Injury first game of the season cleared against the Nets, then injured next game, then was a minus restriction, then game against the Bulls, the team he's playing tonight, scored 27, then struggled against Raptors, and then last game just couldn't find the bucket. Like he was 5 from 19, scored 17 points. That volume should be more than enough to cover this line, and now getting much easier opponent, Bulls, where he scored season high 27 points. So everything looks great for Brandon Miller. Besides the numbers this season, scoring wise, like he some minute restrictions, some poor shooting, and now main guys are out. Matchup can be better. Bulls, like we know, last couple of years, horrible defense on all fronts. Bottom 10 in spot up, bottom 10 in against pick and roll ball handlers. Second most points with less than 10 feet from the rim. Similar players cashed. So yeah, everything looks perfect for Brandon Miller. My projections for him is 34 minutes, 24 points. So the game is 3 plus spread, so shouldn't be a blowout. He should be able to cover this in those minutes.
All right, should be good for Miller there to cover those. 21 and a half points it is at FanDuel, minus 115 or sorry 1 12, excuse me, is what we're looking at here.
Yeah. Forgot to set the most important part.
Yeah, go for it.
Forgot to say the most important part, which was over 21.5 points minus 112. I just said, I got excited for
It's
the
all good.
amount, so-
I'm gonna start leading off each segment to list the amount of points, just so that people know what exactly we're looking for here, and I'll kind of do it like a setup, like we've done on other prop shows as well. So next game we'll get into is Pacers and 76ers. So you're gonna want to navigate to that one at FanDuel. You're gonna go to points, and you're gonna look for over 9.5 points for J Huff. Do I have it right here? J Huff. Minus 111 over at FanDuel. Talk us through this one.
Yeah, so again, this one will be really good. Looking at Props Madness screen, we can see like the blue line represents the minutes. We can see since like last 14 games, we can see his minutes going very trending up. Last 2 games, he played 28 in 31 minutes. He's been huge on defense for them. This will be amazing. Like to just even look, we are not betting blocks, but look at this. He over the last 11 games with 20 plus minutes, he's averaging 3.5 blocks, which is higher rate than Victor Wembanyama. Absolutely amazing. He's been they've been thin on the 5 spot at the center, so he's filling the minutes, playing great defense, and doing stuff for them. So he's getting minutes mostly because of defense, and now he gets to must guard Joel Embiid tonight. So let's assume his minutes are pretty safe. He's projected to play like 26. So if you take a look at the games when he got 20 plus minutes, he's covered this in 7 out of 11 games, averaging 11 points a game. And look at the games where he didn't cover. Last game against the Kings, 8 points on 1 from 5 from the field. Just horrible shooting. Usage should have been enough for him to cover. Against the Cleveland Cavaliers, 5 points on 2 from 9 from the field. Good usage, didn't cash, and also that was a much worse matchup. Then against the Hawks, 8 points on 2 from 8. Against the Dallas, this game wasn't on the pace to cover, but this one, and this one, just poor shooting from him. And now he gets to go against Joel Embiid. So Sixers on the season, average defense, all the spot. But the thing is, he can shoot threes. Okay, we can see that he's averaging some threes, 1.6 on the season. And Joel Embiid is not going to leave the paint, like anytime. He's very slow-footed, playing injured, and he's not trying that much on defense. He's kind of being there and just contesting what he can without doing much. So J-Hop will have plenty of wide open looks in this game. And in the games that Embiid did play this season, he got absolutely cooked on defensive end. So I think J-Hop should be in a great spot to get to the 10 points here. And he's also much needed on the other side of the court.
Going to get a lot of minutes. Good on defense, so he won't lose his minutes. 9.5 minus 111 is what we're looking at for his over points. Last one we have here is not available at FanDuel right now, but if you're watching this after the fact, keep your eyes open. Might be available there on FanDuel. We're heading over to the Minnesota Timberwolves game, taking on the Golden State Warriors. We're going to go to player combos, points plus rebounds, assists. We're going to take Quinton Post over 16.5 points plus rebounds plus assists. We're looking for that 109 or minus 110. Go ahead, Pips.
Yeah, so this was my first bet of the day. I got it at 15.5. I like it at 16.5 as well. Wildly available. So yeah. The angle on this one is another one looking at the injury report. Draymond Green and Horford out. So they are kind of, if you look at the positions on the roster, there is a ton of guards and forwards. Draymond Green is playing small ball 5. He's out. Horford, bench guy, playing the 5, is also out. So the only big left on the team is actually Quentin Post and Trey Jackson Davis, who is like probably will get like 15 to 40 minutes off the bench in the minutes to cover for Post. So I'll just do games without Draymond Green and without Al Horford. 4 games without them this season for Quentin Post, averaging 28 minutes. So he was getting 26, 32, 28, 28. So he averaging 28 minutes. The least he got is 26. Now, if you look at the entire season and just put 20 plus minutes, only 20 plus, he's expected to play 28. 20 plus, we can see all the green. Over in 10 out of 10 games, averaging 21.4 points, rebounds, and assists. Someone will say matchup not great against Wolves, good defense, but he's playing stretch 5. Gobert is a drop coverage guy. He will be in the paint. He won't come out to contest his threes. So this is actually a good spot for Quentin Post, good matchup for him. He's scoring most of his points from the outside. So him getting 6 to 7, 5 plus wide open threes should be enough to put up the scoring. And he will be used as a pick and roll guy more, and like a dribble handoff guy more, now that there is no Draymond Green in this one, and Horford. So assists should be there, rebounds should be there, and scoring should be there, as I've said.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this is like straightforward bet.
Yeah.
I don't know where this line is coming from. Just seems off. Seems like they are not realizing he's only big on the team left.
Yeah. All right. That makes perfect sense there. Taking advantage of the injury information, widely available stuff there. -1, 11, 16.5 towards the over is what we're looking for here. You can get that at pretty much almost any sportsbook that has it listed. Unfortunately, FanDuel not listed right now, but I don't doubt it will be in the next couple of hours or so. Yeah. Was someone saying that FanDuel took it down? It just wasn't up when we got to air. So nothing we can really do about that. But of course, we're still going to share it with you. Pips, any takeaways from the NBA Cup? I know you had some thoughts there. We have the semifinals locked in here between Oklahoma City Thunder and the San Antonio Spurs, and then the Magic against the Knicks. Any thoughts from the previous round or heading into the next round?
Hope Wemby is ready for the Spurs, who are looking great this season. All the guys are playing, I would say, above expected. Keldon Johnson had a great season. Castle having a great season. Harper looking really good for a rookie. So if Wemby is getting back, obviously, because Thunder will be a huge favorite, but it will be interesting to see that matchup. And yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, it should be a fun one. We talked about Wembanyama to maybe win the tournament MVP if he were to come back and play, because I think it's probably a better bet than if you think the Spurs are going to win 40-1 right now to win tournament MVP. All right, Pips, appreciate you. I know you got to get home. You're staying at the office late. We always appreciate you doing that. Hope you enjoy your Friday. Hope you enjoy your weekend. We'll talk later.
See you guys. Thank you.
All right,
bye.
Great stuff there from Pips. Chad always appreciates him. We always appreciate him here as well. We got Austin Mock coming up next, and I promise you guys, no Heisman talk. Maybe we'll talk about it, his process, next week on the show, what went into it, what his thoughts were, who he eventually voted for. But we're not going to find that out today. We're curbing all the Heisman talk. We're going to be talking strictly college football, playoffs, stuff that really matters. Also, F them bowl games. If you have any opinions or interests in bowl game talk, go check out the Wednesday show where Step on a Duck came on and did an incredible job breaking down a bunch of bowl games there. So if you want bowl game talk, go check that out. Before we bring on Austin, though, quickly, just want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors over at FanDuel. Buckets, buzzer beaters, and your choice of rewards. That's how FanDuel does basketball season. With FanDuel, you can choose your reward, play it your way, pick what fits your game, and take control of how you bet. You can take your shot with a profit boost, play it cool with a no sweat bet, or get a little backup with a bet back token. You know what? We have a profit boost today, so why not take a swing at all three of those props that I guess two, the two props that Pips mentioned there. J Huff over 9.5 points. Brandon Miller over 21.5 points. Take a swing on it. Use your profit boost token. Whatever fits your game, the choice is yours. That's what happens when you play on the sportsbook built for your game. However you play, FanDuel's giving you the power to choose your reward. Visit FanDuel.com/forward progress to make your choice. FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NBA. Please play responsibly. Must be 21 plus and present in select states. For Kansas and affiliations, Kansas Star Casino, 18 plus and present in DC, 19 plus and physically located in Ontario, 18 plus and present in DC, Kentucky, or Wyoming. Opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amounts. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit rghelp.com. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/China, Connecticut, or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 1-800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts, or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. In New York, call Connex Ontario at 1-866-531-2600. Visit connexontario.ca. All right. Let's bring him up here. He does NFL and college football projections over at The Athletic. You can find him here on the Thursday show, which, by the way, was on yesterday. Thursday Best Bet show on Forward Progress channel. Did a great job breaking down every single game. Austin, how's it going?
It's going good, Jason. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Do you feel? I know we weren't going to talk any. I know I came on here. It's like no Heisman, no Heisman. Do you feel any pressure with having to submit a ballot for the Heisman, or is it
no?
Listen,
so many people vote that it's inconsequential. My ballot, like obviously everybody means something, but it's not like this is like a 50-person vote or something like that. There are a lot of people, so no pressure at all.
So how do you get on this voters committee? Is there any way for me to get on there? Is it do I have to write articles, or what do I have to do?
So I don't actually know. You have to be some member of the media. I don't know if there's a line drawn, if you're just if I just start a blog site, does that count? You know what I mean? I don't know where that line is drawn, but there's basically, I think there's presidents of each, either state or region or something. And it's kind of just a networking event. Oh, hey, you have someone who is involved with the sport. Sure. We'll see if he wants to do it. It's not you have to get your everything approved, obviously. And but it's more of you kind of know somebody, and then a spot opens up because somebody doesn't want to vote for it anymore. And then it's oh, hey, do we know someone who covers the sport that wants in? That's at least that I don't actually know. That's how I came about getting a vote for the Heisman.
Interesting. So you said it was a state by state thing. I wonder if they have any Canadian representation. Maybe if you guys are looking for some. We know.
Hey, I don't know. It's a good question. I don't even know how I would find that answer, but that's a very good question.
It's all good. Listen, I don't expect you to go out of your way to ask for me. Actually, don't expect that at all. Even though it'd be a great. Listen, Christmas is around the corner. It'd be a great Christmas gift. If you weren't sure what to get me already. Let's start with the college football. Let's table the first round games for now. Let's talk about the bracket as a whole, because we were talking a little bit earlier today, and you said that you feel like one side of the bracket is easier than the other. Talk us through which side that is and why you feel that way.
Yeah, so I'm not the only person who said this, but I think for sure I still think Ohio State's the best team in the country, despite losing. So them being in the bottom, obviously kind of automatically kind of tips things that way in the 2-3 side of the bracket. But then when you factor in, I still think Indiana is very good. I don't have a problem with them being number one. They should be. But Oklahoma, Alabama in the 8-9 game, I don't like the way Alabama's trending. They've been trending over the last month of the season. The offense hasn't quite been there. They cannot run the ball. I don't think you can really survive a playoff run when you're one-dimensional on one side of the ball. And Oklahoma, since John Mateer came back from his hand injury, their offense has been non-existent, and they probably should have lost another game or two. So just for those two things, Ohio State getting pushed down to the 2 seed, and then the 8-9 game, Oklahoma and Alabama being at the top, makes me think that Indiana, Texas Tech, and Oregon side of things are a little bit more manageable than say the Ohio State, Georgia, Texas A&M, and Ole Miss side. Because Miami's that pass rush, they can win. So I think I can see all the teams at the bottom making a run. The top, I just there's 2 teams that I can't see making a run. So it definitely tips towards the Ohio State, Georgia side as being tougher.
Yeah, for sure. That Miami team, I hate that Ohio State ended up losing the conference championship game, getting bumped down even to that second spot. I would have rather seen them get bumped down to the 3 or 4 spot, because I really thought that Miami would have been able to potentially go on a run here, like you said, with that with good they are in the trenches, causing some problems for quarterbacks. But it's going to be hard for them to go through Ohio State. Any futures you like in terms of whether it just be like, feels like we've been banging the Ohio State to win the national championship drum the entire year. We can still bang that drum, but maybe let's look a little bit outside of that. Maybe to make the national championship game, or hell, even make the quarterfinals. Do you feel like there's any upsets that are brewing out here?
Yeah, so I still think Ohio State should be the favorite, but at plus 195, that's a tough price for me to get on board with. So again, as I'm talking about the one side of the bracket being easier than the other, that's kind of where my attention is. And I mentioned this last night on the watch along with G-Stack and Moretto. Oregon is probably my favorite bet from a natty perspective at plus 850. Texas Tech is also there for me. I'm showing value on both of those teams. It's kind of hard because they're going to play. Obviously, neither of them can get past the second round. Yeah. But those two are my favorite for the natty standpoint. Obviously, we know Texas Tech has an incredible offense or defensive line. I am skeptical about their offense a little bit, so I don't like them as much as Oregon per se. But I think that, again, you're talking about a path that, like, somehow if Indiana does get upset or something like that, they're facing, a weaker team in the semifinals. So those two teams, when you can have a disruptive defensive line like Texas Tech and a team that I think is just overall just a good team. I know they lost to Indiana, but they kind of handled everybody else pretty easily with Oregon. They're more balanced than Texas Tech in my mind. So those are my two favorite for a natty standpoint. Semifinal prices, all of that, like they're the two teams that I think are valuable. Again, kind of similar to what you said about like my Ohio State having to play Miami or Texas A&M, like it kind of nukes their future value. Like I don't really want to get involved with Ole Miss as much either. Yeah. So it's like this bracket has kind of worked out where like the good teams are kind of funneling through one seed line basically, and it's not the seed line that I'm interested in. So Texas Tech and Oregon are the ones that I'm focused on, from whether that's to make the semifinals or natty perspective. I think they're prime. Those two are primed to make a run.
Yeah. Do you think too much is being made of the two group of five teams making it in Tulane and JMU? I know a lot of people think that like you need at least like some group of five representation. We don't want to just like stick them to the side. They're part of college football as well. But do you think that it would be make for maybe a little bit more of an interesting playoff here if there were, I don't know, just the two teams that deserve to make it in like the top 12 best teams in college football, then Tulane and JMU making it in the final two spots?
Yeah, so I think there's like a good way to kind of hit both, right? I think you can include one. If you want to include two, I think there might be like some sort of ranking criteria, like you have to be ranked so high or something like that. I know that gets weird with a playoff committee because they can kind of rank whatever they want if they want to keep a team out. But we'll get in. Like again,
was
go
that
back
Notre
to
Dame shade?
It's not, like, well, no, I think I don't. That's a whole different. There's not enough time in the show to go into that whole debacle. But I think but if we would like expand to 16, and I know people aren't about expansion, but the issue that I have with the group of five right now in the 12, like there's only 7 at-large bids. And whether you're arguing for Notre Dame or Miami, like I think most people would say definitely Notre Dame being a national title contender, and Miami, if like everything kind of broke right and we got a good version of Carson Beck over the next month, like they could be a national title contender as well with the talent that they have. I think when those are the two teams that are battling for a final spot, and then we're adding James Madison, Tulane, or whatever group of five you want to throw in there, like it's painful for me to know that. If you go to 16 and we're arguing about like, not to throw shade at USC, but if like, I don't know exactly the rank, but like if USC, Michigan, and whomever down there, like, are we that upset if USC or Michigan's not in the field this year? You know what I mean? Like that's the difference there. Like, so I think we can make both happy, but yeah, I don't think anybody's crying about USC or Michigan not making the playoff.
If we were at 16, USC would for sure be in over Michigan. We beat
no. I agree. I'm saying no, 100%. No, I'm saying like that
holistically.
Those like three, whatever those teams are ranked. I don't know the rankings off the top of my head.
Like the teams that are ranked 15 to 20. Both. Right? Like
yeah, like no one's complaining. Like even like Texas, they would be for sure in that argument. Like Vanderbilt, nobody's throwing a fit about Texas or Vanderbilt not making the 12 team. And I don't think we'd be thrown because like, are we going to sit here and say that like Vanderbilt has a chance to win the national title? Are we saying USC would be that? So I think if we expand that way, whatever the format is, whatever. Like if there's buys, if there aren't buys, I don't care that much. But I think it's a little bit easier to like justify, hey, Tulane got in and Michigan's the first team out or something like that. I don't think we're like, wow, now it's like, dang, dude. Like, and kind of similar to Alabama a little bit last year. People thought they were like a good team. They were the first team left out. So I think like in the current format, we're leaving out possible national title contenders and you can get screwed in a way. Whereas like, I don't know if that's really happening if we expanded one more time, if we want to keep the G5 in.
All right. I want to do a quick little like gut check for you. So FanDuel has like a little bit of have some fun like we'll call them exotic markets, or it's their seed special market. Some of seeds to make the championship game. Over 6.5 is minus 145. Under 6.5 is plus 115.
To make the championship
game. Make the championship game. So I guess the combinations would be like Ohio State. Like if it's pretty much Ohio State or an Oregon, you're cooked. Georgia, Texas Tech, you're cooked. Any of those teams that are in outside that Ole Miss, A&M, Miami making it, you're cooked as well.
Yeah.
What's your gut check here?
What's the pricing on over?
Over is minus 145. Under is plus 115.
Man, I think that's probably priced fairly. I know it's kind of like the crappy answer here. I know, but like I just basically I touted Oregon and Texas Tech being my teams, and then obviously if Georgia makes it, both of those teams it goes over. And even if Oregon and Ohio State make it, then it goes over. So like there's a lot of combinations that, man, like I like those two teams' paths. So I'd have to say that's probably fairly, but like the way that I know that this market goes, I'd probably, if I don't have the numbers on that. Should have told me about this before. I could have priced this out for you. But yeah, I think I would lean. I think the over is probably priced there. But if I had to guess, I'm closer to betting the under, if that makes sense.
Okay, let's do this for next week then. They also have a market that is, I believe, exact sum of seeds to make championship game, where it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Ooh, that I can help with. What's the favorite in that?
Favorite is 3 is plus 320. 7 is plus 350. And then there's kind of a cluster where it's 11 at plus 650, 4 at plus 700, and 6 at plus 700. 5 is not possible, obviously. I'm just realizing that now, but I said 5, but like, yeah, that's impossible to do. I don't know how to,
so I have, let's see here. I have the 3, which is 2. It's Alabama or Ohio State and Indiana making it. I have that as like the true price at 488. Just to put in perspective of like, what'd you say it was 320 for that price?
320.
Yeah. So like, I think that's a bad bet right off the bat. That would be more of, I'd probably be in like the 7 range, like just off the top of my head. I don't have that number. I would have to set it up, but like 7, because like, what are 7 and 8 priced at?
8 is at plus 800. 7 is at plus 350. So it seems like, I guess the way that the bracket
they
falls,
know FanDuel knows what they're doing.
They know what they're doing.
7, like 8 is kind of interesting to me because I'm just looking at the Oregon Georgia matchup. I don't. Is there obviously there's a. I don't think there's no other way to get 8, so that's the issue. But
yeah, maybe you're just better off going with exactas then instead of.
Yeah, that's a tough one. It'd be interesting to see. I can price that out for next week and give. If we have any movement before before the first round starts. So I'll have those ready, but just to show like that first, the 3 exact is priced. That should be, I have that at 488.
Yes.
Which is kind of wild.
Yes. All right. Let's flip over and talk the first round games. Pick your favorite game on the board that you like, or favorite bet on the board that you like, whether it be spread or total here. Mr. Peanut Butter came on, said he liked Ole Miss. 17.5 minus 105 at FanDuel. So I'm going to X that one out. You're not allowed to pick that one.
Okay.
Let's pick anything else on the board. You can even pick Tulane plus 17.5 if you like it.
I'll go Miami plus 3.5 minus 1. That's probably my favorite. I think the games are priced pretty good. Bonus pick. It'd be like flip between Miami, maybe outright too. Like I'd be looking at, and then like Oregon alts. I don't think James Madison has. Like James Madison played Louisville earlier in the year, and they did not look like they belonged on a trench level. And I just think that's going to be so much worse against Oregon on the road. That's just a bad combo. So those are the two that I've been looking at. Like Oklahoma and Alabama, I think it's priced fairly. 40.5 is the total. I have no interest in getting into, but Oregon alts will probably be that'll be like, that's the last game on Saturday, right? Yeah. That'll be like my path to having some action on that game is probably some like, I don't know, Oregon minus 28.5 or something like that. But Miami, from a straight up perspective, I think Miami plus 3.5 is my favorite bet on the board. Like I said, the trench play is good enough. Texas A&M, the offense is, their defense hasn't been as good in years past, and the offense is so like volatile that I think if you're telling me that Miami can get pressure, I don't know if I love Reed in that offense in the way that it's set up. So I think Miami's live in that game for sure.
All right, Miami live in that game. Last question here before you head out. Alabama and Oklahoma feel like they've both been limping into the college football playoffs, it feels like. How dead are they, both of them, against Indiana in the second round? If you had to pick one who had a better chance of upsetting Indiana, who would you pick and why?
I'd go Alabama because like I've seen enough. Like one, I think DeBoer is really good. And I know he just lost a big game, and like, sure, there's some rumors like floating that like Ty Simpson has a back injury or whatever, but they have the like higher ceiling in my mind. Like even when Oklahoma Mateer was going, like I don't like offenses that are one man shows, and he was everything. He had to run a ton. He was making crazy throws, and I don't think that's a path. And definitely against like a team like Indiana, very well coached team. I don't love that. So I'd go Alabama. The issue with Indiana, like I think Indiana's really good, but I do question like can they get overwhelmed by athleticism? I know Ohio State didn't do that, but we did see them only score 13 points. So there is a path there where I think both of those teams can survive. It's just like, are you going to be able to win 3 games in a row to make a run? So I'm low on them, but I'd go Alabama having a better path to like making the semifinals.
All right. Last question before you head out here. I'm going to like put, it seems like we're going to get this solved relatively sooner rather than later, though. The Michigan coaching situation. We don't have to talk about any of the Sherrone Moore stuff, but let's just look ahead to what you think might be, who you think is the best candidate for Michigan's head coaching job, and if like what do you think the ripple effects are going to be if they don't like get a coach in the near future?
Yeah, so
like
Kalen DeBoer. Yeah, Kalen DeBoer is going to be on the list. That'll be interesting. I think if you see them not name a coach like quickly after, if say Alabama wins and it's not like steam's not picking up elsewhere, then you have to kind of wonder what DeBoer is. They have basically until the portal opens to hire a coach, and then they'll be fine. But yeah, outside of that, like Kenny Dillingham's got some spark from Arizona State. That would be interesting. But the ripple effect if DeBoer comes and then we have Alabama, you know, I don't want to say like Lane Kiffin wouldn't leave LSU, but that would be a hilarious way for Lane Kiffin to enter and re-enter the chat of the coaching carousel. But if Alabama opens up, like the riffle, like this would probably go down as like the craziest coaching carousel ever, just because now you have a premier job open again. Like we just had LSU, Penn State. Now we have Michigan. Alabama opens up. It could be like, I don't know how the ripple effects would be huge if Alabama opens up. So that would be something crazy to watch. But I think it's DeBoer for them. Jed Fish from Washington's probably the like sleeper candidate for Michigan there. Because again, they're so late in the cycle that pretty poor timing for a pretty poor turn of events at Michigan right now. Again.
You think John Gruden has any chance or no?
No.
All right.
Was I asked this on last night's watch along with G-Stack too, John? Yeah, he was. Yeah, he knows. No chance. None. Right. He doesn't know how to do it.
Okay.
It's a different world now.
Fair enough. All right. Austin, I'm going to let you go. Before I let you go, though, quickly, just if you can ask your buddies in the college football world, just please stop putting Lincoln Riley on these graphics for the Michigan head coaching search. He's not leaving.
He's good. Next year would be the year that I didn't believe he was leaving this year. Next year would be one that I actually would believe. Right, if like 10-2 doesn't happen, I could believe it. Right. I didn't believe any of that this year. That's all people throwing stuff and trying to get takes in clicks. So
yeah. All right. Appreciate you joining us, Austin. We'll chat soon. Have a good weekend.
Yep. Thanks, Jason. Appreciate it. Have a good one.
All right. Awesome stuff there from Austin. Quickly before we get into Guess the Line, we might as well bring up G-Stack George for Guess the Line, maybe. Just want to quickly remind you guys about BetStamp Pro. Football in full swing and basketball back on the board. Now's the time to lock in the BetStamp Pro prop screen. Pro is built for high-level bettors who need to spot and scale up edges fast. Between NFL Sundays, college football Saturdays, and daily NBA action, prop markets are more liquid and prices are sharper than ever, so the window to exploit inefficient numbers is right now. You can't do that without a hyper-efficient, reliable, true line that shows you the real market price in seconds across 150-plus outs, helping you find and hit scalable edges. Don't wait. The opportunity to capitalize on the prop market is right now. Visit betstamp.com/hammer or scan the QR code to apply for a demo. Spots are limited on the season. All right, let's bring him up here. Director of Marketing, the Hammer HQ, host of Forward Progress, and a special birthday boy, G-Sack George. How's it going?
How are you, my friend?
I'm good. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to Rob as well, who
Happy birthday, George.
little bit of
Rob.
Thank you, guys.
little bit of trivia fact for those who follow the Hammer closely. Rob and George share the same birth date, birth year, and birth hospital.
Yeah.
No, they're not twins. They don't share the same birthing parents. Yeah.
Hospital too?
Same hospital.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out if it was one room apart or something. That's
We got to dive deep into the records. Maybe my lack of journalistic integrity will maybe be able to stumble upon that.
someone's got to track down the doctor.
Yeah. All right, George. Let's go off the beaten path here. We're supposed to do the underdog parlay, but let's play guess the line. Why don't you join us? We'll talk. We'll talk through each one. If you want to bring it up here.
Yeah, we'll play guess the line. I just need to rejig this because it's set up like this. So we're gonna do it like this. Sorry, George will still hear you, but I'll just set it up like this initially. We're gonna start first of all with Bub Carrington, points, rebounds, and assists for the Wizards tonight.
Bub Carrington.
So
hold on. That's not a real person.
Yeah, it is. Bub Carrington's our guy.
That's not a guy.
Bub Carrington is our guy.
Bob as in B-U-B or Bob?
That's his nickname. His real name is Carlton.
Carlton Carrington.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
What's wrong with
That's like an NBA 2K guy you create with his name Bub.
Not as bad as the hockey guy. What was the hockey player? I forget his name now. Oh my god. Anyways, whatever. Bub Carrington. Okay, George. Last time I talked to Bub Carrington was betting on him. He was like really low on like points, rebounds, and assists. I believe he's I honestly don't even know what position he plays. But
He's a guard. He's not starting for this.
He's not starting. So
unless something's changed,
is he like a scoring punch off the bench, Jacob?
I don't think so. It's a little bit of a grit guy.
I wouldn't say that.
He's like a TJ McConnell backup point guard.
No. Trying to describe as best I can here. What I mean,
give me a comp here. I don't even know.
He's like a decent combo guard. He's a bit of a isolation type of guy, mid-range, maybe a bit of a mid-range 3-point threat. Not like a knockdown shooter or anything, but like a little bit of a threat there.
All right. What do you
Bob
think?
Carrington, point, rebounds, and assists to start us off.
George, what are you gonna go with? I got what I have in my head.
This is like a 8 and 4. I'm thinking like 12 and a half.
I got 12 and a half in my head too.
Okay, so it's over that.
Over 12 and a half. Okay.
We're so close.
What do we think though? You think we're close? You want to go 15 maybe?
Yeah, let's go 15 and a half, and then when he says under, we'll know exactly where we got to go.
Over. So third final guess.
Is he getting a start? Is that a thing? Is he starting tonight?
I don't believe he's starting.
16? Like, is it crazy to say 16? Is that stupid? Is it 16 and a half stupid?
What are we thinking? Like, is he a 10.5 assist?
I don't know. I don't think he's a 10-point guy. I think he's like a 10.3 rebound, two assist guy. Like
16 and a half. I think you're right.
16 and a half?
Yeah.
Incorrect. Unfortunately, the answer is 17 and a half. Pretty heavily juiced towards the over, so it's on its way potentially up to 18 and a half. But anyways, Mike stumped you guys with that one. Then we're going to stay on the same game, and we're going to do the total over-under for the Cavaliers and Wizards game tonight.
All right. Well, if Bub Carrington, who is a bench player, has 17 and a half juiced over points, rebounds, and assists, it's got to be a high total, no?
It's a sky-high total for sure.
Like, what are we thinking? Like, are we thinking over 230? Like, or like mid 230s?
Yeah, I think like 235, somewhere in that range.
I like 236. Let's go with 236 and a half.
It is over that.
241? 241? What do you think?
Yeah, let's try in the 40s.
All right, 241.
Over.
Holy shit! Is it? Are they guaranteed to play 5 quarters in this game?
It's not that crazy.
Is it? I don't know. It feels big. 240. What do you think, George? 245?
Yeah, it can't be that much higher.
245 and a half?
Incorrect. It's 242.5.
Okay,
So you're
okay,
close.
okay.
Yeah, honestly, both your guesses were in the ballpark to start yourself off. Bob Kenyon started the last game for the Wizards, so he possibly started today. He's only started 6 games this season. So
Jake, what happened to the NBA where it's like 192 point totals? The game's gone.
Now. Hey, you're an old man. You're almost 40. So
Yeah, game's gone, my friend. This is 250. What the fuck?
All right, last one. We're gonna go to Phillip Rivers on his return. The expected starter here. What is the number on his passing attempts in the game against the Seahawks? Seahawks defense.
I should know better than this. I know what his yardage total is, and I should know how that would correlate to his passing attempts and like what number range that would be in. But I have genuinely no clue about the.
I think the 155.
Yeah, that's the passing yards. Is what I
puts
saw.
you in about like a 27.5 range.
27.5.
Woo! First try. Well done, George.
Wow.
Bang.
Bang!
Good stuff, George.
All right, good stuff, guys. That was good. Wow, good work. Good job working that one out, George.
Hold on, Jason. What's a fair price for Phillip Rivers to start now?
Whatever you want it to be.
Yeah, there's no number. He's starting, my friend.
Starting? That I will say that
we got it to like it was like a 95% chance last night. Well, we covered a circle back anyway.
Yeah, but that
95%
was
chance he plays
the game.
not necessarily the first game. But.
That was a bad original line that they opened up on these PMs. 20% chance him to play. Like I feel like that should have been way.
Some traders should have been fired.
Yeah. Listen, if that was for this game, I could understand it because it's like a short notice thing, and you're just trying to find price discovery. But like, yeah, I don't know. Anyways, I honestly, who knows? Still, is he ruled the starter? Yeah, he still could not play.
He's expected starter according to.
Yeah, he's still taking he's like first in line on all the drills, which is like.
Man.
He's starting. I mean, he's starting.
Like, do we not see a path for this to just go like absolutely horrible for him? Like, and just this is just like kind of almost like
And he's missing his right tackle, so.
I think it's like lower variance because like he's just gonna sit in the pocket. He's just gonna sling it. I don't think maybe he's lost some arm strength, but like. How much arm talent can you really lose? Like, do you really lose your ability to throw
go watch
football
Peyton
accurately?
Manning
I don't know.
in his last season?
Yeah, see, I'm with Jacob. I think 5 years off, maybe his arm is a little bit fresh, like kind of like low usage bullpen pitcher. I'm worried about can he take a hit? I don't know if he takes a hit.
Yeah,
I unless he's getting like some stem cell or he was doing like some steroids in his off time, which doesn't look like he's doing. I don't think his body's gonna I don't think his body aged gracefully at all. It looked like he was not in the gym. Looked like he wasn't throwing a football. He's just, seems like he was being a good father and grandfather, which is a fine thing to do, but don't know how much that translates to the NFL. Actually, from recent data, we know that like being like kind of a not great father and husband translates really well to the NFL if you see Tom Brady. But anyways, the GOAT, my GOAT. Listen.
So shade?
It's not shade. It's just the truth. It's just the truth. It wasn't the best. Anyways. Put football over family, and that's he won. Anyways, let's talk about the underdog parlay right now. George,
I need your help because if you remember last week, the third leg was like the one that got switched in last minute. Jets never stood a chance, was dead on arrival. The other two, Houston and the Chargers, won outright. So I can't get the third leg down for the life of me. So rather than force the third leg, I need you to sell me on a third leg. I'll give you the first 2 legs, Jason, and then you pitch me on I want to be the Shark Tank. You're going to pitch me 3 different legs, and we'll figure it out as a team from there.
Sounds good. All right, take us through the first 2, which, by the way, were both originally on my list before you sent them to me. So
beautiful.
I like these.
All right, I'm going to pronounce it right. New Orleans money line, first leg. To be honest, Jason, they played each other a couple of weeks ago, but the truth is New Orleans kind of matches up really well with Carolina. Carolina's offense is so hyper dependent on getting a run going, and New Orleans is a top 10 defense in defensive rush EPA. So Bryce Young having to throw the ball doesn't exactly correlate to positive results for me without a run game going. You'll notice in the Rams, against the Rams, when he hit those 2 deep balls, they were 4th and short, where the Rams were playing so crouched up to the goal line, and it allowed for a couple deep shots. I don't think that will be the case. I don't think he's going to have that many short down to goes. On the other side of the ball, Carolina is the worst team at generating a pass rush, dead last. I kind of like that for Tyler Shuck. He can just sit back in the pocket, maybe feed Olave, feed Juwan Johnson. I think Devin Neal's a far better running back than Alvin Kamara. I know most of the Carolina's basically getting everybody back, but still, I make this line closer to a pick'em. And this is a line that's like 2.75 right now, and feels like a really good opportunity to take New Orleans on the money line.
Yeah, New Orleans is at home. Listen, Tyler Shuck looks a little bit better than I thought he would look in the NFL. So, yeah, could be an interesting game. Plus 136 here. Like you said, it's in that in between 2.5 and 3 range right now on the spread. So plus 136 is the first pick on our money line. New Orleans Saints money line underdog parlay is what we're looking at here. Second game.
Let's go with Miami. Let's go with Miami money line. And listen, this is a caveat. Okay?
Homer.
Let me tell you something. I've only given out Miami once on the best bet show as a triple hammer. It won. I gave him again at 3.5 as a triple hammer on a line that's 3 right now. Looks like everyone's going to be able to go for the Dolphins. No really glaring injuries. On the other side of the ball, TJ Watt all of a sudden got poked in the lung, and now he's set to miss. And it looks like Derek Harmon didn't practice. The Steelers could also be down. They already had their starting left tackle Broderick Jones on the IR. Then they lose Calvin Anderson, his backup, to the IR. And then Andrews Pete leaves last week's game, and he hasn't practiced yet this week. Obviously, today's the second practice day, so we'll see. For many people, the weather will be the story here, but to me, once again, it's kind of like strength against weakness. The Dolphins have been a very, very good run team now with Devon Achane. He's actually been fantastic. The Steelers are terrible against the run, 27th in defensive rush EPA. They cannot stop the run. On the other side of the ball, I know Aaron Rodgers hit some deep shots against Baltimore, but truly he's got one of the lowest ADOTs, and he's been hyper reliant on a running game, which the Dolphins happen to be very good right now defending the run. It feels like if we can take away the run, force Aaron Rodgers into 3rd and long. On the other side of the ball, I think it's gonna be a low scoring game. The truth is, I make this line under 3, and when you're getting a price that's over 3, or on 3, it's just too much value to pass up on the Miami Dolphins. And Rob's gonna be wearing a Dolphin suit during the watch along.
That should be a fun one on Monday Night Football. Should be.
Reports say he's gonna wear it for Circle Back as well.
No chance.
Some reports say.
How can we lose, Jacob, if Rob's in the Dolphin suit? There's no way we can lose.
No,
I don't think we can. And yeah, much love to Devon Achane there, who I feel like listen, he's probably not going to win Offensive Player of the Year, but he should be like, he's 150 to 1 right now to win Offensive Player of the Year. I think that's like a little crazy. It might be.
Is he having so Jahmyr Gibbs, who's like in the 3rd or 4th range?
Yeah.
He's having a comparable season. Only difference is Gibbs is on a far better team.
Yes.
But Achane is like, considering the fact that he doesn't have the surrounding cast, he is the entire fucking offense, and he's so good.
Yeah, I'm looking at him. I quickly compared his stats to Christian McCaffrey. I think he has like 200 less all-purpose yards and like one less touchdown. It's like shouldn't be that big of a gap. But this is Jackson Smith and Jigba's award. Maybe in another year, it would be up for debate a little bit more. So yeah, Saints, Dolphins. Dolphins plus 150, Saints plus 136. Those are the first 2 legs of our underdog.
Now I need you to lead us to you need the relay race, Jason.
Yeah, I'm the closer.
You're the what do they call it? The final leg here, my friend.
The final leg. All right. The final leg, the anchor. All right, we'll go in order of odds from lowest odds to the highest odds. We'll start with the New England Patriots at plus 100 here. Slight move before we came on air. Here's what I have written down right now. Drake May, quotation, Drake May is officially going to seal his MVP season by beating up on this not so great Buffalo defense. My issue with Buffalo is that their offense feels capped by Joe Brady. I don't think he gets enough juice out of the squeeze of this offense. It's not Josh Allen's fault. It's not James Cook's fault. Just not high on this offense in general. It's just a lot of Josh Allen willing his way towards the end zone. They got a ton of turnover variance last week late in the game. They also fumbled a couple times. Kind of an absolutely crazy game. I think it's going to be a little bit of a tighter game here. I just think this is the Drake May Drake May game. Like, he's just going to be an absolute dog. Give me the New England Patriots plus 100. It's honestly the one I like the least, but.
Well, they look like they're going to be getting their left guard Jared Wilson back, which is fantastic news. And then Buffalo's cornerback Christian Benford just popped. He's one of the guys who had the big pick six on Joe Burrow. He popped up on the injured list yesterday, and it's starting to look like he's not going to go now.
Yeah. So again, Buffalo defense gets a little bit weaker.
Truly, I'd make this game like dead on pick. So
New England at home.
You can make the case for either team for me.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna go New England Patriots there. The second team, Cincinnati Bengals. I believe they're plus 136. Let me just double check this price. Plus 124. Excuse me. Over at FanDuel. This is simply me fading the Baltimore Ravens more so than liking the Cincinnati Bengals in this spot. This is more of a Lamar Jackson, and this offense just feels and looks like sort of fundamentally broken. There's been Lamar Jackson has missed a bunch of Wednesday practices, but has practiced in full capacity mostly throughout the season. But there has to be something wrong with Lamar. It just looks like he's playing hurt. I don't believe in this offense. Maybe they're the Isaiah Likely, Mark Andrews, big game for those two guys against a weak Cincinnati team that gives up a lot against tight ends. But I just don't see Lamar Jackson as the player he was last year or at all in his career. He looks broken, and I think that's the main thing here. And then Joe Burrow, again, he just looks great. So I like Cincy in this game, plus 124.
I liked it a lot more until the last 25 minutes when we got some unfortunate news that T. Higgins is out for the Bengals with a concussion. And Jason, that's a good break for you in our fantasy matchup. Me losing T. Higgins.
You know what's a bad break is Sean Tucker coming in like 6 times on the goal line when I have Bucky Irvin going for me. But yeah.
All right. So that's okay. We'll put that into consideration. I think I like New England a little bit more, but let's see the third one, and then we'll make a collective choice.
In terms of odds, this is the one that is least likely to happen, but I think I like this one the best out of the three. And I know our friend Jeffrey Feinberg will love this one the most. I like the Chargers to come into Kansas City and just destroy the season the Chiefs are having and ruin any hope they have at making the playoffs with a win in Arrowhead. I went unpredictable before we got on air, and I like to look at just how the markets are rating each teams. And it just shocks me that Kansas City is still power rated as a top 4 team in market. That is something I don't believe in right now. They don't look good. They look broken. The Chargers are a team that's built to have a good defense and a quarterback who can sort of do everything, right? I understand the offensive line banged up for the Chargers has been horrible all year with like Joe from accounting coming in and playing left tackle for them. But I really think that the weapons that they have on offense, including Omarion Hampton, who looked really good last week, and Justin Herbert just being able to sling and use his legs as well, is going to be too much for this Kansas City defense that I think is maybe overrated, honestly, because it's not as good as it once was in previous years. Yeah, I like this Chargers offense against the Kansas City defense. I think Kansas City is going to struggle against this Chargers defense, which is a little bit underrated. Give me the Chargers plus 215.
All right, this is interesting because I don't get to where the market is priced. Someone really likes Kansas City with a lot of influence. The one thing that is concerning, when Trey Pipkins, their tackle, went down, it became a nightmare for the Chargers. Justin Herbert was pressured on like 70% of his dropbacks, got sacked 7 times. Mekhi Becton, the worst free agent signing, had an under 1 pass block braid from PFF. And I'm just looking at it, I'm like, and that was with no Jalen Carter. I'm like, Chris Jones is going to just destroy this guy on the interior. It's tough because my number shows their value. I just don't know that the Chargers are going to beat the Chiefs in Arrowhead for like the season on the line.
This is my favorite one, George. So listen, you asked for 3. I like to play this game. I'll let you pick.
No, I'm going to let you pick because I'll tell you why. I'm confident in what I'm confident in. And like my 3rd and 4th play is never like, it's always been the dead duck that's hurt us. So I would just say, please don't make it Cincinnati.
No.
I with the T. Higgins news, I am very weary about them winning.
Okay.
I'd be happy with either or, and we'll lock it in.
I honestly, I like the Chargers too much here, and this might be the bad spot to take them. But I am going to lock in the Chargers, combine them all together to get 17-1 on that underdog parlay. And quick reminder, I feel like I haven't mentioned it the last 2 weeks, but I always round robin this stuff because I think it's a good way to attack an underdog money line parlay. So again, that's the Saints plus 136, the Dolphins plus 115, the Chargers plus 215. I love this Chargers team. Jeff, maybe it's just like Jeff is just putting something in my coffee here at the office, but I'm just absolutely enamored with them, even regardless of like how poor their offensive line play has been and probably will be in this game. So yeah, who is your third, if you don't mind me asking? If you had to,
I didn't have one. It would have been between Denver would have been one of the considerations.
Yep.
This is how I know I'm glad, and Washington. So I'm glad you stepped in because it's got me thinking outside of where I was aiming.
Okay. Yeah. Denver and Washington. Washington wasn't on the radar for me. I looked at Denver though. I'm shocked that you have Denver there because those are your Packers, G-Stack.
I like the Packers. I'm price sensitive though, right? Like on a game that's been 2.5. And I make it closer to like a half a point favorite for Green Bay. That's all it is.
All right. Any other final thoughts before you head out for this Week 15 NFL? Any other thoughts for Week 15 in the NFL?
Sometimes there's sporting moments that catch you off guard. They feel special when you're watching them. You can't explain it. It's just something you will remember in 5 years' time. Is like, remember that moment? Do you remember that moment when Phillip Rivers showed up off the couch after 5 years and lit up the Seattle defense?
So I don't remember that moment because, George, you must have been dreaming because that is – I don't see it. This might be, as Suma said, like a generational opportunity where you're able to fade a grandpa playing quarterback.
Let me tell you something. I know Jeff, Phillip Rivers is his father.
Yeah.
Okay, he's the only person I've ever met that liked Phillip Rivers more than I did. But I have not hid how much I love Phillip Rivers this week. I think me and TA have annoyed the chat with how much love we have for Rivers.
All right, I'm excited to see what happens either way. Listen, NFL's entertainment at the end of the day.
That's the game. Let's be honest. Everyone wants to see Rivers' first drive. Like
yes.
That's the moment.
Yes, 4:00 slate. This is again why you need multiple TVs because we're gonna have the Lions and Rams, Packers, Broncos, Colts, Seahawks. Colts, Seahawks for me gets the main screen though, obviously. All right, George. Appreciate you appreciate you jumping on. We'll chat soon.
Take care.
Happy birthday. All right. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Hope you enjoy your weekend. Birthday weekend for George. Let's get like birthday emojis in the chat for George as well. And yeah, that wraps up today's show. What else we have going on at the Hammer? Once we're done here, head over to Circles Off YouTube channel. Listen to Circle Back. You can do that either on YouTube or you can do that on podcast feeds. Great listen if you're looking for podcasts. What was the leading story today? I didn't get to tune in yet.
What do you think it was?
Oh, the Sharon Moore incident. Well, if you want to hear a little bit about the Sharon Moore incident, head over to that. If you don't get enough, if your Sharon Moore appetite is not fully fulfilled, then you can also listen to Joey Knish and Brad Powers talk about Sharon Moore on Hit the Books later today, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. I will be there as well. Yeah. There are felony charges dropping for Sharon Moore on my Twitter timeline as well. This the story that is
Speed run ruin your life.
Evolving. All right. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Do us a favor. Smash the like button. Goes a long way here on the channel. And if you're new to the channel as well, hit the subscribe button down below. If you're watching on Twitter, come over to YouTube. Double check. Just make sure you're actually subscribed. Just quick glance down, glance up, glance down, glance up. Are you subscribed? Yes or no? If not, click the subscribe button. That's about it for today's show. This has been the Friday, December 12th edition of the Hammer Daily here on the Hammer Betting Network presented by FanDuel. We will see you guys right here next week.